Welcome to the first ever Paleo Nation podcast. On this podcast, we are going to look at some of the election results in some of these states that haven't quite been called yet. A lot really too close to call. And keep in mind, this is going to be a conservative leaning podcast. This is a conservative leaning channel, so liberals, you're welcome to listen, but trying to get too offended here. So we do have some good news out of Arizona. Biden's lead has shrunk from approximately 2.4% to just 1.5, or I think 1.6% now, as 90% of the votes are now in, and we've got a couple of batches, and that they really broke for Trump, and we're starting to see a little bit closer race here down in Arizona. A lot of those came in from Maricopa County, which contains the fairly decent large city of Phoenix, and a lot of those votes came in for Trump. So let's also take a look at some of these House races that haven't yet been called. Let's start over here in California. Let's take a look at California's 8th, Jay Obernolt. Not exactly sure how you pronounce his last name, but he's up by 7.4. Mike Garcia has just barely taken a lead over Christy Smith. That's the district that went to Garcia by 9 points back in that special election this spring. And then David Valadao is kicking the butt of TJ Cox in California's 21st. In California's 50th, Darrell Issa is defeating his opponent, Amar, by, looks like, almost 6 points. And then California's 4th district, Tom McClintock is beating Bryn Kennedy by another 6-point race there. So, where Republicans are not doing so well in the presidential race right now, they are definitely making up for it in their gains in the House. Currently, Republicans are on track, the way it looks, to have 214 seats total. Ken Calvert is winning by, looks like 11 points now against Liam O'Mara. Young Kim is beating Cisneros by a little less than 1 percentage point. The remaining 2 districts in Nevada look like they're going to go for the Democrats. Small margins, but still barely. Arizona's 1st looks like it's going to go for the Democrat by about 3 points as of right now. But we do have this district in, not that one, Arizona's 6th, where David Schweikart, I believe is how you pronounce it, has pulled ahead there, actually by a somewhat comfortable margin there. In Salt Lake City, Utah's 4th, Burgess Owens has pulled ahead, it looks like, and that would actually mean that would be 215 seats for the Republicans. That's the only one left in Washington. I guess they went and called that one. Democrats up there by about 5. In Iowa's 2nd, the only uncalled district out of Iowa, Marionette Miller Meeks is just barely ahead of Rita Hart. And in this, I guess you could just call it suburban or exurban district outside of Chicago, Jim Oberweis is beating Lauren Underwood by only 0.4%, but still beating her with 90% in. Most of the Rust Belt districts are in. Connor Lamb is unfortunately ahead of Sean Parnell by 1 point. Pennsylvania's 8th. Republicans down there. Pennsylvania's 7th, down by 2. Georgia's 7th. Carolyn Bordeaux is ahead by a little bit. That's very suburban Atlanta. The one interesting place, suburban Dallas-Fort Worth area, Beth Van Dunn is ahead of Candace Valenzuela by 1.3% still. Some of these districts up in upstate New York are looking pretty good. John Katko is beating Dana Balter by over 20 points in that upstate New York district. I guess that's somewhere close to Buffalo. Claudia Tenney is beating Anthony Brindisi by over 10 points with 80% in. Antonio Delgado is up by about 2.6%, unfortunately, with only 80% in, so that could always, long shot, but it could swing back. We already went over that one. And in New York's 18th, looks pretty close to New York, so I'm not really surprised. Democrat is up just barely there. Though some of these districts are on Long Island, a little bit of distance away from New York City, are looking pretty good as well. Lee Zeldin is winning by well over 20 points. New York's 3rd district is going to George Santos by 1.5% with 72% in. Andrew Garbarino is winning by, looks like 17 points there in New York's 2nd district. So we do have some hope, certainly, for the House of Representatives. All it would take is we just have to steal 2 of these districts that are currently barely going for the Democrat right now, and with the remaining vote that hasn't been counted, get it over to our side. And then let's say we win this runoff district down in Louisiana, where we'll probably win. Then we have the 218 seats. And we can officially not just kick Nancy Antoinette out of the speakership, but also we could probably install Kevin McCarthy in that position.